All right, how's it going, everybody? This is Robbie One Kenobi, and welcome to my live WWE Battleground 2016 review. Of course, Battleground aired last night on the WWE Network. It was live from the Verizon Center in Washington D.C. And overall, guys, I thought this was a great show. I thought it was a great show from start to finish. I think this might be the second best WWE pay-per-view of the year, right behind Royal Rumble. Haven't really decided which one of those I thought was the better show yet, but overall, great show from WWE. And I just hope that with this show, this ultimately is a sign of things to come with regards to the brand split and, Raw and SmackDown being separate entities. So without any further ado, let's get right down to my review. We kicked off the show with the women's tag team match, Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks and a mystery partner of her choosing. Now, of course, there was all the speculation regarding who would be Sasha's mystery partner, from Bayley to Nikki Bella to Lita to Trish Stratus. The crowd was chanting for Bayley. Sasha had this little smile on her face. And who did the mystery partner turn out to be? It's Bayley. We finally got Bayley. She made her debut on the main roster. I wouldn't say it was her official debut, but still, Bayley came out to an incredible reaction from the crowd. It was just great to see her. I mean, that was one hell of a pop that she got from the crowd. That's why they love Bayley so much. And it was just great to see, 3/4 of the horsewomen in an opening match of this caliber. It was just great. Sasha and Bayley were hugging in the ring, and then Charlotte and Dana went right after them and attacked them, and the match began. Midway through the match, Sasha went for a Lita Conrana from the top rope, which she connected with, but it looked a little botched. It looked like she may have messed up coming down, but it was still really cool to see. She hit Charlotte with that move. Bayley got the hot tag, and she was just knocking the girls, Dana and Charlotte, down. She hit that patented corner elbow where she does she did the shoulder thrust first, and then she does like that little wave, and then hits the corner elbow. That was great to see. Dana and Bayley then double clotheslined each other down. Sasha then got the hot tag, and she hit Charlotte with the patented knees to the midsection in the corner. Charlotte rebounded and hit natural selection on Sasha, but Bayley got into the ring and broke up the count. Charlotte then went for the figure 8, but Sasha countered with a small package and then transitioned into the bank statement. Dana Brooke pulled Charlotte out of the ring, and Bayley knocked Dana down with that torpedo drop kick through the ring post that she does on NXT. That was great to see. Charlotte then laid out Bayley with a forearm. Back inside the ring, Sasha hit the backstabber on Charlotte and got her into the bank statement. Charlotte didn't tap out right away. She fought off the hold for a little bit, but in the end, Charlotte was forced to tap out to the boss, and Sasha, and Bayley get the win. Really good opener. Really good women's tag match. I enjoyed it. I was happy to see the women get to kick off the show, especially with Bayley making her surprise appearance. Although we all wanted to see Bayley be revealed as Sasha's mystery partner. And in the end, after the match, Sasha was teasing that she would hug Bayley. And then in the end, they ended up hugging it out. So hug life, guys. Hug life. So very fun women's opener. Very fun tag match. 2 3/4 stars. Very happy, like I said, to see Bayley team up with Sasha. Great reaction she got from the crowd. Great reaction she got throughout the entire match. This is pretty much a one-time thing for now because Bayley's still going to do her thing on NXT, which I'm totally fine with because I don't want Bayley debuting on the main roster until maybe the end of the year or the beginning of 2017. Still great to see her. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, 2 3/4 stars, and I'm happy that the women got to kick off this pay-per-view. Next, we had the New Day versus the Wyatt family. This was another good match. Had some wild action towards the end. Early on, Bray Wyatt turned Kofi Kingston inside out with this devastating lariat of a clothesline. Big E got the tag later on in the match, and he hit Rowan with a wicked belly-to-belly suplex followed by a big splash. Big E, man, he has got some power in him. I always thought Big E was a really good big man, and I felt like WWE could have pushed him as one of their next top big men. And until now, they haven't really done it. And my only concern is that when the New Day do split up, that they're not going to really push Big E like he should be. But putting those concerns aside and getting back to the match, Kofi hit Eric Rowan with a flipping senton over the top rope. Xavier Woods then made a blind tag and came face to face with Bray Wyatt. And for a moment, Xavier Woods was like in a trance. He was just, you know, entranced at Bray Wyatt. And remember, throughout this feud, which I really enjoyed, they've painted Xavier Woods not as the weak link, but you've seen like he has concern and maybe even some fear because they know the Wyatt family are not to be messed with. The Wyatt family are not of this world. And he realized that maybe the New Day bit off more than he could chew against the Wyatt family. With that said, while Xavier was, you know, in that trance, Kofi came off the top rope with a flying forearm to Bray Wyatt. And then I think he hit the flipping senton onto Eric Rowan over the top rope. I could be wrong, but anyway, Xavier and Bray confronted each other again, and Bray was just standing there wanting Xavier to go at him. Xavier went down to his knees, apparently in fear, but then he got back and he started fighting Bray Wyatt off, and the crowd cheered him on. He got a nice reaction from the crowd, which I think was the result of great storytelling right there. And then Xavier just went on a roll. He hit a drop kick, and then he hit this nice springboard splash. He went after Braun Strowman, but Strowman knocked him down. Then Big E came off the ropes and speared Strowman through the middle rope onto the outside. But it looked like Big E, got a nasty landing because when he landed on the floor with Strowman, it looked like he landed on his head the wrong way, or he landed on his neck awkwardly. It was a nasty spot. I hope Big E's okay. Some have expressed concern about him doing that move, that he may end up blowing out his shoulder, or he could cause serious damage to his neck. So hopefully Big E won't do that move anymore. I mean, I loved seeing it, but I don't want to see Big E hurt himself, especially after how he landed following that spear. But in the end, Bray Wyatt, as Xavier Woods was, you know, making his comeback, did the spider walk and just caused Xavier to freeze in fear. And then he nailed Xavier with Sister Abigail for the win. So I'm happy the Wyatt family got the win. Not happy that they got split up in the draft, because I wanted to see the New Day fight the Wyatt family for the tag titles at SummerSlam, and I ultimately wanted the Wyatt family to win the tag team championships to continue their not rebuilding process, but to continue their momentum, because since debuting, they've been strong. I love the promos they've cut against the New Day. They've just been the Wyatt family of old, and I want to see them eventually just dominate the WWE. So this is a good start, good match, you know, enjoyed it. And I do want to congratulate the New Day on becoming the longest reigning WWE World Tag Team Champions. And interesting point here, interesting fact: if the New Day leaves SummerSlam Tag Team Champions and they hold on to the titles past August 22nd or 23rd, they will officially be Tag Team Champions for a whole year. That is crazy. They will officially be, to my recollection, the only tag team to ever hold the championships for a full year. And they actually should have reached that accomplishment back in April, because think about it, last April at Extreme Rules, or last May, whenever, they won the tag team championships, and then they lost them at Money in the Bank to the Primetime Players for I don't know what reason, and then they regained them at SummerSlam. Had they not lost the titles to the Primetime Players and still been champs up until now, they would have been champions for a full 365 days. That would have been awesome. So while I do want the Wyatt family to win the tag team championships, this feud continues. Part of me wants the New Day to actually hold on to the titles for a full year. So I'm kind of not conflicted, but you know, I just don't know. Like, do I want to see the New Day win the break the record? Do I want to see the New Day be champions for a full year, or do I want to see the New Day or the Wyatt family knock them off of the tag team championships? Kind of, I don't want to say conflicted, but I don't know what I want more, you know? So we'll see what happens, but I'm happy the New Day, the Wyatt family, I should say, got the win. Next, we had Rusev versus Zack Ryder for the United States Championship. Rusev defending against Zack Ryder, of course. And I have to say, first off, Lana, my God, she looked stunning last night. She looked like a queen with the tiara and everything she was wearing. She's freaking beautiful. Like I said on Twitter, she's a ravishing queen. Head hands down. This was a good, solid match. Zack Ryder hit a nice drop kick through the middle rope, but then Rusev retaliated with one of his roundhouse kicks to the neck. Rusev countered the broski boot and went for a vertical suplex, but then Zack Ryder landed on his feet and hit a neck breaker. Zack then hit somewhat of a mini broski boot. On the outside, Rusev suplexed Zack Ryder sternum first onto the barricade and went for a splash into the corner, into the barricade, but he missed. Zack then hit a missile dropkick off the barricade, threw Rusev back into the ring, and nailed the Rough Rider. And then he went for the elbow drop, but Rusev got his knees up and then hit Ryder with the jumping side kick to the back of the head. Rusev then applied the accolade, and for a moment, it looked like Zack Ryder was going to actually break out of the hold. But then Rusev pulled back with all his weight and forced Zack Ryder to tap out. I'm really becoming a big fan of when Rusev does the accolade like that, when he pulls back, and he's really like putting a lot of torque and pressure on the body like that, like how he first did it against Kalisto, because that is really an effective move. That puts a lot of pressure on the guy's body and everything, and it just looks really painful the way he does it. So Rusev retains the United States Championship. One thing I forgot to mention was that Zack Ryder came out in this really nice patriotic gear that was reminiscent of the Ultimate Warrior and Sting and the Macho Man Randy Savage. So that was some really cool ring gear that he wore. After the match, Rusev looked like he was going to apply the accolade again to Zack Ryder, and then out came Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley made the save, and he just confronted Rusev. They were face-to-face, and he was pretty much yelling at Rusev, and he didn't do anything, really. He was just yelling at Rusev. Rusev walked away, and that was pretty much it, guys. I am looking forward to seeing what the Hype Bros do on SmackDown because, of course, Mojo and Zack, they're a tag team. Obviously, Mojo won't be fighting Rusev anytime soon because they're on separate brands. But Rusev did tweet something out really funny. He said, get me a new challenger because I had some crazy fan confront me in the ring. He pretty much didn't even take Mojo Rawley serious, which I thought was funny. I do like Mojo Rawley. I think he's a good character. I like his whole stay hype gimmick. And, yeah, like I said, looking forward to seeing what the Hype Bros do on SmackDown as a tag team. I'm happy that Rusev retained the championship. He continues to look strong as that dominant monster champion that he was, 2 years ago. I'm happy he's regaining momentum. And I hope eventually it leads to him contending for the WWE, whatever world championship Raw gets in the near future, which kind of spoils the result of the Shield triple threat, but I'll get to that later on in this review. Next, guys, we move on to what was undoubtedly the match of the night. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Guys, this match was awesome. This is a surefire candidate for match of the year, and I'm going to say it right now. With all the emotion and storytelling that went into this match, I think this match was a little better than Zayn versus Nakamura. Don't get me wrong, that match was also incredible. That was one hell of a fight between, Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. But I really, really liked this match. I thought this match was fantastic. The storytelling, the emotion, it was great. Zayn looked to start the match off right away with a haluva kick, but Kevin Owens slid under the bottom rope and went to the outside. They brawled on the outside for a little bit. And then then things started getting really good. Kevin Owens hit a cannonball with Sami Zayn hanging off of the ropes. And then Owens hit Zayn with two super kicks. Well, not two super kicks, but two roundhouse kicks to the spine that were ugly. He followed it up with his patented running senton. Zayn then hit a nice Michinoku driver and went for his flipping senton over the rope. But Owens pulled his foot down because Owens knows Zayn so well, so he knew what move he was going to go for. Zayn fought Owens off. And then Zayn did this one spot where he went for his patented springboard moonsault off the ropes. But what ended up happening was, I guess, I don't know if he mistimed his move or anything, but what happens is he landed awkwardly on his right shoulder. His feet came down on Owens, but he botched the move a little bit, I think, and landed awkwardly on his right shoulder. It was a really ugly spot. I don't know if it was a legit injury or if he was just selling it because, remember, that's the same shoulder he injured last year when he faced John Cena. for the United States Championship on Raw. So I hope Sami Zayn's okay. I haven't checked like news sites or anything saying he's injured. Twitter hasn't said anything. So hopefully that was just, hopefully, I don't know if that was even planned, but he did sell that injury well. Back inside the ring, Zayn hit up a Thunder Bomb. Owens retaliated moments later with a super kick, and then he locked Zayn in the crossface, and he had his legs grapevine around Zayn's right shoulder. So that was great. Great ring awareness by Kevin Owens. Zayn hit an exploder suplex into the corner, and then the two duked it out onto the ring apron, and Owens got drilled with this nasty but wicked brainbuster by Sami Zayn. It was a thing of beauty. Back inside the ring, Owens countered the torpedo outside of the ring, I should say. Zayn went for that torpedo DDT, excuse me, I can't talk today, through the corner, and Owens countered with a wicked super kick. And then while, Zayn's prone body was laying there, Owens hit him with another cannonball, which looked nice, followed by the bullfrog splash. Sami Zayn kicked out. And then you had the crowd just giving him a standing ovation towards the end of the match because it was an awesome match, guys. I mean, top 5 match of the year, undoubtedly, just incredible match. And then Zayn countered a pop-up powerbomb with not one but 2 reverse exploder suplexes. So he hit Owens with 1 reverse exploder. Owens got back to his feet. He hit him with another exploder suplex. KO then retaliated with the pop-up powerbomb, but Sami Zayn managed to get his foot on the bottom rope. It was very close, guys. I honestly thought Kevin Owens was going to win the match with that pop-up powerbomb. Kevin Owens then, with this bit of arrogance in him, he told Sami Zayn to stay down and slapped Sami Zayn across the face a couple times. Zayn was pissed off, and he retaliated with another exploder into the corner. Then he followed up with a reverse exploder, and then came one of the most emphatic endings I've ever seen in a match. I mean, this was just freaking awesome. So following that reverse exploder, Sami Zayn drills Kevin Owens with a haluva kick, and he manages to actually catch Owens' limp body. And for a moment, Sami Zayn, he's looking at Owens, and he's starting to show some compassion. And the one thing about Sami Zayn that stands out about his character is that he has that compassion. I mean, go back to NXT TakeOver Our Evolution when he was thinking about drilling Adrian Neville with the NXT Championship, and how he ultimately just chose not to do it because he has that compassion, and he knows right from wrong. That was awesome. But then he props Owens back against the turnbuckle, runs to the other side, drills Kevin Owens with one more emphatic haluva kick, and covers him 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn defeats Kevin Owens in emphatic fashion. I loved that ending. That was just freaking awesome. Probably the most emphatic ending to any wrestling match I've seen in recent years. Just an awesome ending to an awesome match. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, these guys know each other so well. They always put on a great match. I'd have to say that for their WWE feud, this had to have been the best match of that feud. 4.25 stars, hands down, the match of the night. In my opinion, definitely one of the top 5 matches of this year. And in my opinion, front runner for a match of the year. Because, like I said, I loved Zayn and Nakamura, but I think I was a little more emotionally invested into this match. And that ending, man, just really did it for me. I mean, he hits Kevin Owens with a haluva kick, catches Owens' limp body, is thinking of showing compassion, places him back against the corner, against the turnbuckle, drills him with one more haluva kick, knocks him out, and pins him. I mean, like I said on Twitter, vindication and redemption had to have felt really, really sweet for Sami Zayn. That was an awesome match. And now, of course, with them on Raw, there's speculation that they may have one more match at SummerSlam, which may be loser leaves Raw because these guys can't be on the same brand with each other, yet they were drafted to the same brand. So if they do another match at SummerSlam, which is loser leaves Raw, I'll totally be fine with it. I think Sami Zayn might end up having to lose that match. I think he'd be a better fit for SmackDown. But awesome match between these two. Match of the night. Just incredible showcase between Zayn and Owens. And like I said, that emphatic ending was just beautiful. I loved it. And that has to be the best ending I've seen to any wrestling match recently. Next, we had Becky Lynch versus Natalya. And this was a decent women's match. I was a little disappointed with it because I was expecting it to be a good match. I know these two can have a good match. Kudos to Natalya because she was dominating Becky through. Well, she wasn't dominating, but she was constantly working on Becky's left leg throughout the match. She injured it early on and then she stayed on the left leg. So kudos to Natalya for that smart strategy. Towards the end of the match, Becky hit her exploder and then countered the Natty by Nature, which is when Natalya does that spinning discus clothesline. She went for the disarm her, but Natty countered. She got out and went for the sharpshooter. Becky managed to counter and then went for the disarm her again. Natalya managed to counter. Natalya went back into the corner. Becky attacked her. And while the referee was separating them two, Natty kicked Becky in her injured left leg and then got her into the sharpshooter. Becky managed to not fight out of it, but she managed to break the hold once or get close to the ropes, but Natalya kept dragging her back to the center of the ring and eventually sat back on the hold and forced Becky to tap out to the sharpshooter. So Natalya wins the match. I'm a little concerned for Becky Lynch because with her and Natalya being on SmackDown, I really want Becky to become the face of SmackDown's women's division, and Becky needs to start getting some wins. I really thought a win here could have been big for Becky. They may have another match at SummerSlam. It might be like a submission match. But yeah, I just hope WWE, I hope with SmackDown, Becky Lynch, they don't drop the ball with her and that she becomes the top women's wrestler on that brand and the face of SmackDown's women's division. So decent match overall between these two. I was hoping for Becky to win. Disappointed it wasn't a better match. Natalya gets the win. This feud may continue on to SummerSlam, but like I said, I hope Becky eventually becomes the face of SmackDown's women's division. Maybe get drafted to Raw in the future, go after the women's title. So we'll see what happens. Next, we had The Miz defending the Intercontinental Championship against Darren Young. And honestly, guys, this was the worst match of the night. I did not care for this match one bit. I did not care for this match. And, you know, The Miz has been a great Intercontinental Champion since winning the title on the night after WrestleMania 32. And I don't think a lot of people give him credit for his ring work. I think, you know, he is a good in-ring performer. You know, I don't really give Miz enough credit. You know what? I admit I don't give him enough credit, and I think it was a shame that, you know, that this match wasn't as good as it could have been. I just think it's a shame that the worst match of the night was for the Intercontinental Championship, and this is one of those rare occasions where I actually rate the match a dud. And like I said, you know, Miz is a good in-ring worker. I don't give him enough credit. Not a lot of people give him enough credit, so I'm giving the devil his due. Nothing stood out to me in this match, and the ending was just really bizarre. I mean, Maryse slaps Mr. Bob Backlund. Backlund goes crazy. He starts tearing his shirt off. Maryse falls, tries to act like Backlund hurt her or something. And then Miz confronts Backlund. And then Darren Young locks in the crossface chicken wing. And both of them get counted out. And that's it. I mean, nothing else stood out to me in this match. This was just, yeah, this match was something. I don't know if I could say a train wreck, but I don't know if this whole make Darren Young great again thing was even worth it. I mean, look what happened. Did Darren Young come out looking strong in this match? No. And it's unfortunate that his Intercontinental title match ended like that. I mean, I have nothing else really to say about this. I hope that at SummerSlam, Miz faces someone like Apollo Crews or Alberto Del Rio, where we know we're going to get a really good match. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Darren Young, but I made this comment during the match. Should it have been maybe like make Dolph Ziggler great again? Because no disrespect to Darren Young, because I like him. I think he's a good guy, and I support what he does, how he supports the LGBT community. But when was Darren Young ever great? You know what I'm saying? When was he ever great? That's pretty much all I have to say about this match, guys. I mean, if this thing does work for Darren Young and he eventually wins like the U.S. title, that's great. If they make him a strong competitor, that's great. But I'm happy that we will hopefully never have to see this match again because both guys are on separate brands. So yeah, that was the only worst match of the night. And yeah, the less I say about it, the better. Moving on to a much better matchup, we had the second of the two six-man tag team matches. John Cena and Enzo and Big Cass versus the Club. Great match, which got chaotic, like right off the bat. It just broke down. It just broke down right away. Early on, Cass launched Enzo into both Gallows and Anderson inside and outside of the ring, so they did air Enzo. Cass then launched AJ onto Gallows and Anderson on the outside. The Club did a nice job of dominating and neutralizing Enzo. At one point, Enzo managed to break free of all of them. He went to make the tag, but Anderson just intercepted him with this wicked running knee. It was really, really nice. Also before that, Anderson hit Enzo with a modified boot of doom in the corner. Cena and AJ got the hot tags from their respective teams. Cena hit his 3 moves of doom, went for the AA, but AJ countered with a Pele kick. Anderson then drilled Cena with an Arn Anderson vintage spinebuster. Big Cass got into the ring and he hit a fallaway slam on Anderson, but then Gallows retaliated with a bottle bomb onto Big Cass. And I love that JBL made a Lord Tensai joke because, of course, Tensai, Jason Albert, used to do the bottle bomb back in the day. Enzo went for a crossbody onto Gallows, but he missed and landed on Cena, who ended up catching Enzo. And this was a really cool spot. And he threw Enzo onto Gallows, but Gallows just caught him and threw him aside. So what they tried to do, like, they had good intention for that. I thought it was an inventive spot, but it really just didn't work out for Cena and Enzo. AJ went to hit the phenomenal forearm on Cena, but he hit Gallows inadvertently. Anderson and Cena mixed it up on the outside, and Anderson hit another double-A spinebuster onto Cena, this time onto the announcer's table. Enzo then dove off the steel stairs and drilled Anderson with a diving DDT. Back inside the ring, Styles hit the Styles Clash on Cena, but Big Cass pulled him out of the ring and almost took his head off with this wicked big boot. But then back inside the ring, Gallows and Anderson hit the Magic Killer on Big Cass. Enzo returned to the ring and had a standoff with Gallows and Anderson. He went, toe-to-toe with them. But in the end, AJ went for some move off the top rope. He got knocked off the rope. Well, he didn't get knocked off, but he got knocked onto the top turnbuckle. And Cena drilled him with a super AA to score the pin for his team. So Cena and Enzo and Big Cass get the win like I predicted. I just wish it wasn't AJ who took the fall. I wish Cena would have pinned either Gallows or Anderson. I really wouldn't have had a problem with that. But John Cena, in a sense, got his win back. And now we are setting the stage for their one-on-one rematch at SummerSlam, which I'm looking forward to. And I really, really hope AJ Styles gets the win in this feud. I think he would really benefit from it if they plan on making him the new face of SmackDown. Please, please, please let AJ Styles win at SummerSlam. Like I said, I wish he wouldn't have taken the fall in this match, but Cena got his win back, so to speak. So what's done is done. I would have preferred Gallows or Anderson took the fall in this match. But we are now on the road to their SummerSlam rematch, which I am looking forward to. Great match. Really great way to follow up after that stinker of an Intercontinental Championship match. 3 3/4 stars. Before the main event, we got the highlight reel with Randy Orton. And he basically went out there and, promoted his match with Brock Lesnar. I enjoyed the segment. Jericho kept trolling Orton throughout the segment about, like, oh, you're going to hit me with an RKO now? How about now? How about now? And Orton on the mic killed it. He was in the Lex Man and Daniel Guys called I don't give a fuck mode. And he just, the stuff he said was priceless. He said, for one, he didn't want to just come back and have a return match against anybody. I mean, he even said to Chris Jericho, what if I came back and had a return match against Fandango? And I didn't get it at first, but then seconds later, I got it because, of course, Jericho had his first WrestleMania match in a few years. Well, no, when he came back in 2013, after the Elimination Chamber match, he faced Fandango at WrestleMania 29. And then Jericho starts asking Orton about taking a suplex city and everything. And Orton says, well, yeah, I know I'm going to take about 20 suplexes and whatnot. But then it only takes one RKO out of nowhere to land in Viperville, end up in Viperville. And then this is the line where he pretty much killed, owned, burned both Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. So he says it pretty much takes just one RKO to end up in Viperville. No enhancement needed. And I was like, wow, he just freaking burned Roman and Brock on the mic because, of course, Roman getting suspended for violating the wellness policy, Brock possibly facing a suspension or a fine for a potential failed drug test, you know, after UFC 200. And Jericho even said, you're going to pay for that one, Orton. You're going to pay for that one. But in the end, Orton hit an RKO out of nowhere. And now the stage is set for him and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I hope this match is like no holds barred or no disqualification. I just want these guys to go out there and fight one another and kick the crap out of each other. So it was a very good segment. I enjoyed the highlight reel. And Randy Orton on the mic was just pure gold. And if they let Randy Orton do that in the promos leading up to his match with Brock Lesnar, especially if Paul Heyman and him have like a mic-to-mic verbal confrontation, oh my God, that's going to be money right there. And finally, guys, we arrive at the main event, the much-anticipated Shield triple threat for the WWE Championship. Dean Ambrose defending against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I thought this was a great match, guys. This was the match that fans have been wanting to see for about 3-4 years now. Yes, some of us, like me, would have preferred it happen at SummerSlam, but this match delivered. It was a great match from start to finish. And one thing I wanted to point out was that I really like how the commentators put a lot of emphasis on the draft. You know, like during the Intercontinental Championship match and during the United States Championship match, you know, Byron Saxton and Michael Cole, who are on Raw, they wanted their guy to win. And in the case of both matches, it was, you know, Darren Young and Rusev. They wanted their respective guys to win and bring the titles to their respective brand. And then JBL, of course, wanted Zack Ryder to win, and he wanted The Miz to hold on to the Intercontinental Championship. So I love how they were building, how they were, you know, drawing the battle lines for the draft. I love how, you know, the SmackDown commentator JBL was rooting for the SmackDown guys and the Raw commentators were rooting for the Raw guys. So that was great to see. And they were really, you know, Byron Saxton even said before this match, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, I'll take either one of them as champion. And JBL, he doesn't like Dean Ambrose. We know that for a fact. But he said, you know what? I'll take Ambrose as champion. I want him to bring that belt to SmackDown. And the match, like I said, guys, was great. Early on, Seth hit a sling blade on Roman Reigns. Roman, moments later, hit a drive-by on Seth Rollins. And while they duked it out on the outside, Ambrose did a dive off the top rope onto both of them. Rollins and Roman mixed it up in the timekeeper's area, and Ambrose ran across the announce tables and dove on them again. Roman Reigns was just serving Superman punches left and right throughout this match. And he was also sporting a heel beard. So let's see if they actually turn Roman Reigns heel. But yeah, he grew out that heel beard during his 30-day suspension. Roman hit Ambrose with a Superman punch. Then he delivered one to Seth Rollins. He clocked Seth with another Superman punch. And then Dean Ambrose got knocked backwards, bounced off the ropes, and retaliated with a middle rope clothesline. So that was a really nice sequence of moves there. Dean and Seth then attempted to deliver a Shield-style powerbomb to Roman Reigns, but Roman fought him off. And it was very unique and interesting to see Roman, Seth, and Dean double-team Roman because, of course, they know Roman's the powerhouse. So if they eliminate him, then it's just down to them, and they know one of them will walk out the WWE champion. But on the outside, however, Dean and Seth succeeded by double powerbombing Roman through the table. Seth then grabbed a steel chair and assaulted both guys with the chair, reminiscent of when Seth delivered that steel chair shot to Roman and then to Dean, and he ultimately broke up the Shield. Back inside the ring, Seth hit Dean with a superplex, followed by the Falcon Arrow. I love how he transitions from the superplex into the Falcon Arrow. That's just a thing of beauty. Ambrose and Seth continued duking it out inside the ring. Seth went for the pedigree. Ambrose countered and catapulted Seth into the corner, went for a superplex. Roman came from behind and powerbombed Dean. And then Seth came off the top rope and Roman caught him with a foot to the gut, followed by a sit-down powerbomb. Roman went for a Superman punch, but Dean went for dirty deeds. And then I believe Roman went for a crucifix, a Razor's Edge style powerbomb on Dean, and Dean managed to slide out and hit a backslide on Roman Reigns. Roman retaliated with a Superman punch, and I believe this was after Ambrose went for that other middle rope rebound clothesline. Rollins had hit a pedigree on Roman, and I honestly thought after that Rollins was going to get the pin and win the championship. Seth hit Roman with the buckle bomb, but then Roman immediately retaliated with a Superman punch and then hit the spear. And I was concerned at that moment, guys, that Roman was going to score the win and get the title. But Ambrose picked up Roman Reigns, drilled him with dirty deeds, and scored the 1-2-3, thus retaining the WWE Championship and bringing that title to SmackDown Live on Tuesday nights. Great finish to the match. I was so happy Dean Ambrose got the win on Roman Reigns, pinned Roman Reigns nonetheless, and retains the WWE Championship. He's bringing that title to SmackDown. JBL went bananas. He was so happy for Dean Ambrose. He started promoting SmackDown as like the new flagship show. The SmackDown roster came out and celebrated with Dean, and it was great throughout the match to see both the Raw and SmackDown locker rooms watching the match to see if one of their representatives was going to bring home the WWE Championship. Great way to end the match. 4.5 stars. Loved this match. I love all the not ring psychology, but I love the chemistry between these three guys. I love certain spots, like how they took it back to the days of the Shield with that power bomb. Great match, great way to end the show. And it looks like now, like Seth and Roman are going to be the two to fight over the new World Championship that's introduced to Raw. Looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And now I feel like with SmackDown having the WWE Championship, Raw now has an incentive to like really step their game up and give us a better product, give us more memorable shows, build new stars on their brand. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out on this first new episode of Raw and this first new episode of SmackDown with the exclusive brands. So great show overall, guys. Great way to end it. Just a great night of wrestling from start to finish. Overall, I'm giving Battleground an 8.75 out of 10. Like I said, I think this ranks behind Royal Rumble, or may even rank above Royal Rumble as the best show of the year. I still haven't decided which one I thought was better because I gave them the same score, same overall show rating. We'll have to wait and see. We're now on the road to SummerSlam, which is going to be 4 hours again. So this year, we better get a SummerSlam that delivers if it's going to be 4 hours, because last year it was 4 hours, and I just felt the show was all right. It could have been better. It wasn't horrible, but you're going to be in Brooklyn. You're going to be at the Barclays Center. You're going to be there the night after NXT TakeOver back to Brooklyn. So I hope WWE, especially with the rosters they have now, with all the talent, that they deliver a really good to great SummerSlam this year, especially if it's going to be 4 hours. So with that said, guys, as always, thank you for watching and listening. Leave your comments down below. Tell me what you thought of Battleground. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this amongst your friends. And with that said, what matches do you see happening at SummerSlam? There's been talk about who Dean Ambrose's next contender will be for the WWE Championship. Will it be Bray Wyatt? Could it maybe be The Undertaker? That's a wild card to throw out there. And speaking of the Wyatt family, if Bray Wyatt isn't in the title picture, will he and Eric Rowan get a title shot against the New Day in an interpromotional match? What's going to happen? So I'm looking forward to seeing how things play out on Raw and SmackDown. Again, guys, thanks for watching and listening. Enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight if you're watching. I will not be watching live tonight because I will be going to the premiere of Batman: The Killing Joke. So excited to see that film. Cannot wait. But I will catch up on Raw via Hulu. I will be watching SmackDown Live tomorrow. Maybe I'll do live reactions. Maybe I'll do a quick recap. I don't know. But I'm going to end this video, guys. I know I've been talking for, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes now, which is crazy. But thanks, guys, for watching and listening. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy your day. And I will see you all later. Peace.